Going on?
So welcome to the weekly Envy podcast live stream.
Oh my god!
If you guys don't know, this is the weekly video marketing Q&A. So answering your questions about the film industry, about video making in general, about if you have a business or a product or a startup and you need a video, that's what we do here, or just really anything else in the video space or the marketing space. I'm Mike, I'm the head producer here at Envy.
I'm Tim, I'm one of the producers and the editor here at Envy.
And today we have a special guest, Greg, who is one of our actors, but also a working actor here in Los Angeles.
Yes.
So,
what is that? You got a little speck on your lip on the side.
Little schmutz.
Yeah, a little schmutz. Gotta keep the actors looking fresh.
I know better. Ooh, actually, I tasted sweet, whatever it was.
All right.
I wondered that one.
Okay,
so Brett's granola bar. That's
nice. Okay, so basically what we do on this show is we answer your questions that you submit either through the little form that the website takes you to, or on let's list them off, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter, on Periscope is Twitter, I think.
Yes, I didn't know that.
So a lot of them. Or we answer your questions live if you submit them while we're here. So let's dive right into it. So let's see what we got here today. Let me bring up the questions.
If you guys do send questions in, just let us know where you are sending it from in the world so we can give you a little shout out here on the stream. But,
yep. Yeah. All right, so first question comes from Alex in Ohio. He says, how can I get steadier shots with my camera? My moves are all so shaky. His moves.
My moves are shaky too, so Alex. Shaky. Yeah.
He's got moves. All right. Okay, so the easiest thing is a tripod. I guess the other ways you can kind of do it is, there's a tripod. The more expensive ways is like a Steadicam or a gimbal. Yeah. That's the ones where you see the guys and they're like this. And
which we use
we have one. Yeah. We have one back there. It's the Ronin from DJI, which is awesome. If you're on an iPhone, the DJI Osmo is really good. We have one of those as well, but
we have any like shot stabilizer really is
or just get a lens for your camera with like image stabilization or steady shot or something like that. That's whatever that's called. Or if you don't have a tripod, if you don't have that lens, if you camera hack, if you tuck in your shoulders and you just kind of do that. I know it looks weird, but
pro tips.
But if you do that and you just kind of, put the camera on here and you do that, it actually really helps, because if your arms are out wide, there's a lot of room for
a couple of guerrilla filmmaking things, from filmmakers of yesteryear. Robert Rodriguez is the one who started using the wheelchair all the time for the dolly. So if you can get your hands on a wheelchair and need some moving shots, have your buddy push you and then you can shoot and follow. It looks amazing, and as long as you're on a smooth road, you're gonna get some pretty slick shots. So just be creative. Think of ways that you can, shoot how you are. And there's also tons of DIY shoulder rig recipes you can find online. If budget's an issue, you can spend less than $50 and make a pretty solid one out of some PVC and some weights and stuff. So there's plenty of options out there.
If you go on Film Riot's YouTube, I think way back they have they have one made of PVC and stuff like that, where you put some weights on the back and it works that way. But even the shoulder rigs, you can get the one that folds out and it's made of metal. Those are $30 on Amazon, I think.
So there you go.
And it's really good. Yeah. So literally, there's a wide range of how you can make your shots a lot more stable. Okay.
Awesome question. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Alex. Okay. Let's jump down to one for Greg.
There we go.
This is from Alicia in Dubai.
Dubai.
Ooh, wow.
Exotic.
Thanks, Alicia.
Thanks, Alicia. Is it worth paying money to get nice headshots, or can my friend just take the shots on her iPhone for me?
Oh, that's interesting.
That's interesting.
No, first of all, like everything in this industry, you're going to get a million different viewpoints from a million different people. I assume it's the same for behind the scenes stuff too. But certainly that's the case for actors. A lot of times, like it's definitely in the middle. I don't think iPhone headshots are quite where they need to be yet. Obviously iPhones are working at a very high quality these days, but I don't know of anybody
maybe
that
iPhone 10 like get that nice.
Maybe I also don't really know shit about iPhones, but like I don't know of any actors that have their headshots through phones. So it's definitely not that extreme, but at the same time there are very overpriced, photographers for headshots these days, and I don't think that's necessary either. Unfortunately, a lot of if you're like kind of starting to get work, but you're not necessarily like at a superstar status, a lot of agents will kind of make you get headshots with these very reputable and very expensive photographers. I too think that that's a little unnecessary. Like the quality can be great, but in my experience, you can get good headshots for just a couple of $100. Like you don't need to spend like $600-700 like some of these guys charge. I think the priority is more in the content. Obviously, you want to look out for you want to make sure the pictures look good, no shadows. You want to have a solid background without contrast. You don't really want a background that's like all black if you have black hair, so you look like a floating head sort of thing. So you have to keep those kind of basics in mind. But generally speaking, you want to just make sure that you have headshots that are fitting to what kind of looks you're going to be going out for. That's really what it's all about. And a lot of photographers will say, so if you say like 3 looks for $200, that means like, you can have one like in a tank top where you look like a tough guy, another one like, in a cop uniform looking like a cop, and one like, just like all American with a striped shirt kind of smiling.
Average Joe.
Yeah. So I would just say to make sure you lock down on what you are going to be sold as by your agents, or if you're submitting yourself, just what looks you could realistically play. Because especially at the beginning, you're really going to be pushed for what you look like. The industry is not going to expect you to do anything that's like wildly outside your type. You're not going to show up and be like Christian Bale and they're going to want you to gain 40 pounds and then lose another 100. It's just not going to happen unless you get to a very high level. So be aware of what you play, be aware of what you come off as, ask other people in the industry, ask your friends like what their impressions are of you. That's a good place to start. And I would just look for people that have good looking shots, get suggestions, but you don't need to pay a bunch of money. You also probably should have something a little bit more reputable than just an iPhone photo. So, yeah, that's my take. But again, there's a million different takes, more than a million. So next person's going to say something else.
And I'd say if you have to absolutely get an iPhone photo, at least get one like the Plus or the iPhone 10 that has the 2 cameras, where at least you can get the blurry background, the depth of field.
Yeah, you might want to answer this question as well, because I mean, Mike takes submissions from actors all the time. So is there something in a headshot that you look for that like stands out?
Not really.
You can't tell between $800 and $200.
Yeah, you really can't. Like especially when I do castings on places like Actors Access. A lot of the time...
Get on Actors Access.
Yeah, a lot of the time you need to have just, like Greg said, a few different looks. Because, for instance, say if I'm casting a female hiker, that has to, do a commercial for, I don't know, a new backpack, new hiking backpack. Normally I'll say like, needs to have like maybe an outdoorsy, maybe an athletic type build. And they can submit different types of photos. So they might submit one of them like in their like in a like a running attire, gym or something, or even like outdoorsy, and those usually stand out a little bit more because it's like, oh, that's what I'm looking for in this actor. So definitely the looks help, but really you can definitely tell if it's a photo taken from I don't know, a webcam or something like that, but as long as it, like I have seen some of those, or like I've even seen like the high school senior portraits. I've seen people submit those. So, but as long as it has the blurry background, however you get that, even if you know somebody who can like blur it out in Photoshop, exactly. Just something like that, just to make it look semi-professional, is always a good way to go. But really, it's about submitting, aside from photos, submitting any kind of video, because a lot of the stuff that we do, we get so many submissions for roles that it's really good to submit even like I mean, a reel helps, but even a video of just you talking and saying, "Hey, this is my name, and I'm submitting for the role." What's that called?
These are called slate shots.
Slate shots, yeah, that you can do with submissions, and I get a lot of those because since we're doing a lot of casting without doing auditions, we need to see how somebody's talking because. You know, somebody who might talk one way isn't how we're looking. You know, we might want somebody who like has a lower voice or a higher voice or things like that. Yeah.
And just to expand upon that, you know, if you have 3 headshots on Actors Access, for example, and you want to upload slate shots, I would recommend having a different slate shot for every headshot, and they should kind of coincide, or you know, they should parallel. They should have a similar mood. So you know, your tough guy headshot should have a, you know, your slate shot should be reflective of that. Whereas your commercial headshot, which is a little more smiley, lighthearted, should be, you know, your slate shot should be reflective of that. So they're all going to be different. They should be matching.
Right. Okay.
Awesome.
So last question, just finishing it up. What is white balance and why do I need it? This is really
Jack from Tokyo.
Jack from Tokyo.
Oh, man.
Thanks, Jack.
Thanks, Jack.
This is a good technical question.
Yeah, I want to know the answer to this because I certainly don't know about this.
So let's see. White balance, yeah. So white balance is it's a setting in your camera that basically like sees what white is in the picture. So for instance, behind us is our coffee shop set. And so we have these napkins right here, and these are pretty white. So basically what you would do is white balance is telling the camera that this color is white. Like sometimes cameras are smart and you can do auto white balance and they can say, oh, you know, like inside of the camera they can say, oh, like I'm pretty sure I know what white is. But all lighting conditions are different. Like up top we have a bunch of these China balls. I don't know if, no, you can't see them. But, and then behind us we have these lights which are a little more yellow. So something with white lights versus something with yellow lights might see white as different. So it might see under the yellow light it's a little more yellow, under the white light it's a little more bluish. And so basically white balance is when you tell the camera, hey, in this shot that I'm doing, this is white. And the white balance tells kind of the rest of the colors how to act and you know what color depth I guess to be.
Yeah, it like draws like a roadmap basically for the color spectrum for that given shot. Like this is your white point, so this must be black, this must be brown, you know. And I was going to say the reason why that's super important, especially speaking as an editor, we color correct everything before we finish all of our videos off. And if everything's been white balanced, you have to, you know, you do a lot less color correction because everything's already looking pretty similar. So it just kind of saves on your whole post-production process time. Just get it in and get it out. Because yeah, if shots are all over the place with color, then you're going to spend more time fixing all that and making sure everything looks consistent throughout your shots. So it's always good to check that before you start rolling the camera.
And you do want to, and I mean, you can play with your camera, like you can play with the, you know, how good the auto white balance is. So for instance, right now we're shooting on the C100, and the auto white balance it's pretty decent. Like whenever we're using the gimbal and we have this stuck on a gimbal, we can't have the side handle with all the controls, so we have to pretty much set almost everything to auto. But it does a pretty good job, you know, and you can fix a lot of it in editing, but for the most part you want to do your best to get it right, you know, while you're actually on the camera, while it's taking the stuff, so you don't have to, like Tim said, work as hard in post.
You'll see people hold sometimes a white board or a camera up, or I'm sorry, like a piece of paper in front of the camera a lot, you know, a cinematographer crew, and they'll check that, and then they'll be like, all right, we're good, and then the rest of everything looks timed properly after that. So yeah, it's a good step to take.
Okay, let's see, any more questions? Nope. Okay, so those are the questions for today. I think we're doing a good time. It's 15 minutes, not too long today. Perfect. So thanks so much, guys, for watching. You can catch our live stream every Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. Or like right around 11. We were a few minutes late today.
This is Thursday.
Oh, it's
Thursday.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Tuesday.
I was like,
let's see.
What day is it?
Thursday. Oops, I will change that.
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. So yeah, other than that, let me change that on all the things right now.
The poor viewers.
I know.
They're going to show up Tuesday and wait.
Yeah. Either that, or they're going to be like, "What day is it?" We skipped a couple days. Okay, so yeah, every Thursday at 11 a.m. Like I said, we were a couple minutes late today, but anything you want to ask for video marketing, if you need a video for, you know, your product, startup, business, or, you know, we're going to have people on like Greg who, you know, are actors or, you know, in other, you know, related industries, or anything just film related. You know, we're a production studio, and so, you know, we're pretty competent with, you know, our answers.
I like to think so.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for watching.
Thank you so much, guys.
And for more information, visit thinkenvy.com, THINKENVY.com, and we'll catch you next Thursday.
Thursday.
Thursday. All right.
See, that was